Very little of what I'm about to tell you is true. Literally and figuratively, my head is often in the clouds. It's not the first thing that you're going to find on my resume. I'm a daydreamer. As nurses, it's not really something that we're taught to value. We're caring, we're compassionate, we're attentive to detail, but daydreamers? Nope. I've had a daydream about this patient, this person named Mary. Mary said 3 words to me, and it started a daydream that's brought me to here. Please lend me your ears. Mary was wheeled into the medical cabin in Fort Simpson, and as she was wheeled by to the examination room, a nurse came by and dropped off a package of documents to me. In the common parlance of medicine, this is known as the chart. If it didn't happen in the chart, it didn't happen. Mary is 97 years old. I take the chart and I follow Mary into the examination room, and the first thing that I learn about Mary is that she doesn't speak English. I don't speak Mary's language, but we pantomime and get along okay. Mary, I have the stethoscope. I need to listen to your heart. I'm sorry that it's cold. Mary, I need to listen to your lungs. And thank you. Mary, I have to put this SAT probe on your finger, and I need to check your SATs. I need to make sure, we're going to get an airplane, we're going to go to Yellowknife, and I need to know if you need oxygen. So I'm going to look and see that it's not on, and Mary, I'm going to tape this onto your finger and see that your SATs are 95%. And you're right, Mary, I'm number 1. I'm going to put your mitten back on. Hopefully you forget about the SAT probe. At altitude, Mary can't get comfortable. She tosses and turns. I reposition Mary. Finally, she turns onto her side. She reaches out from the straps in the sleeping bag and grabs my hands. She brings them in and she traps them between her cheek and her shoulder. Since there's only a half hour left in the flight, I let her keep my hands. Over my headphones comes the voice of my partner. We're about to land. How did she do? Trying to extricate my hand gently, I bring the microphone down in front of my mouth and say, I think she's sleeping, but of course at this, Mary's eyes flutter open, and with a wink that I've been trying to replicate since I met her, she affectionately squeezes my hands, she shrugs her shoulders and shakes her head and says into the microphone, now hanging between our faces, no, too old. Cackling laughter comes over my headset. My partner, a paramedic, with a paramedic's humor, nearly 20 years my junior, says to me between guffaws, she's right, Logan, you're definitely too old for her. Frantically trying to finish the chart, I'm painting a portrait of a patient. Date of birth, allergies, goals of care, medications, vitals, trended vitals, and I realize there's no column, there's no checkbox for me to paint. Mary has a spicy sense of humor. I start daydreaming at this point. Is Mary at peace at 97 years old, being a respected elder in her community? Does she still see herself as a young woman? Does she run? Does she still swim, dance, fish? She speaks more English than I thought she did. At 97 years old, is Mary in love? Mary likes to flirt. At 97 years old, is Mary still in love? See, I realized at this point that I've been daydreaming. It's not a mistake, it's not a waste of time. It's not a mistake at all. I've been painting the portrait not of a patient, but a person. It's a happy accident. See, Mary's here and she's in the chart, but she's not in the chart. Mary's here and she's on the painting, but that's my artistic license. At some point, happy accident or not, you as nurses and me as a patient, we may end up in the same spot that Mary and I were in. And I need you to step away from the paper-thin record of the truth, and I want you to have a daydream. I want you to think about who I was. I want you to daydream about who I am. I want your daydream selfishly to be amazing. And the most important part of your daydream is that not one moment of it need be true.